and welcome to Twisted Tuesday. Two for Tuesday, Twisted Tuesday, whatever you call it. It's a great Tuesday, folks. It's Ocean Spit, a little show about big things. And check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Guys, it's Twisted Tuesday. Carol Brandolino is in the house.
Good morning. Or good afternoon. Sorry.
I know, isn't it? I'm still saying good morning. I got off the phone with somebody 10 minutes ago. I still said good morning. How you doing, kid?
I'm doing good. I got a couple good stories today. I'm looking forward to telling. So show you my craziness. Of good stuff
happening. Absolutely. Every show is dedicated to the first responders. Thank you so much for watching, folks, today or whenever you're watching it on the social media. Hopefully you're enjoying lunch while you're watching us or whenever you get a chance to watch us on our 5 different social. Buy a local, you got to take care of our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is there. There they are. Oh, Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and now in Mesa, Arizona. You know, spring is in the air, folks. It's here. They carry a wide variety of outdoor furniture, unique lawn and garden decor, as well as flowers, vegetables, herbs, and plants. And tune up that lawnmower, folks. Just $105 plus parts. They're your neighborhood powerhouse. Take advantage of the auto key programming at all their stores. They program and card cut keys up to 50% less than dealership. Visit the Helpful Hub to speak to a certified team member. That's Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. We're dropping stuff left and right here. Anyway, it's good. Carol, how you doing, my dear?
I'm doing good. I hate the fact that I have to put my glasses on. Like even I look blurry to myself on the screen.
What's why? You know what? I wish I try to get contacts. I can't. I guess my eyes won't take it, whatever it is. And
yeah, I got to go for some vision. I got to go for some exams, but that's on the back end of the list. I just went to some doctor's appointments in the last couple of days. I got all kinds of stuff coming up, that tests and colonoscopies and endoscopies and all kinds of crap.
Yeah, absolutely. Carol's in the house. Carol, how you doing? Richard, what's up? How you guys doing? Robert Provenzano, Ocean Spit. Carol Brandolino is in the house. It is Twisted 2 for Tuesday, guys, folks. We have a great show lined up for you guys today. It's busy. Now, Thursday, we'll be celebrating our four-year anniversary on Ocean's Pit. Yeah, it's 4 years. Wow. So me and Laura will be celebrating 4 years. We started in March of 2020. During the pandemic, or the flu, whatever you guys want to call it. When we started, I was talking into my phone at the fire pit outside my house, outside the backyard. And I got a call from Joe Solozzi with a car dealership, and he started the sponsorship rolling, and that was
that's awesome.
Cool. I mean, we're growing, we're trying everything we can to try to make it a little bit better. And we love to take any of your inputs. You guys got something you want to send us, please let us know whenever we can. Mary Grievous is in the house. So before that, let's get right to public relations, and that's something that we all need, and that's my good buddy Bernie DeMeo, folks. Experience, creative, and smart. Get your company brand name on radio, TV, magazines, newspapers. Call Bernie DeMeo at 312-217-5658 or BernieDeMeo.com. Experienced, creative, and smart. Bernie DeMeo. And let's get to my good friend Mary Grievous. Hi, Mary. It's got to be difficult. Our kids are looking through houses right now, and Tony and Ange, they got engaged. They're going to get married in January. It's got to be a pain in the ass. So you know what? You're going to need some help. And of course, there's a great lady to help out, of course, is Mary Grievous. Buying or selling, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home. Give her a call today. That's Mary at Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate, M. Grievous at starkre.com. Or give her a call at 630-688-1725. She'll help you with all your real estate needs. Also, you can talk to Mary for NTD Vacations, because she is the one in charge of booking our 2025 Chicago Music Cruise, which is going to be happening, folks. That's right, the 25th, 22nd to the 29th of March of 2025. It's an extra day. Now, the last one we did was 7 days. This one is going to be 8 days. We are excited for everything they got going on over there, and it's going to be great to be out on the high seas during spring break 2025. And what they're doing this time, which I love, which is going to be very cool, again, with Richie and Seventh Heaven, folks. But we're going to start off on the beautiful Fort Lauderdale. Then we're going to go off to Carousel. Then we're off to Aruba and Coco Key, Bahamas. Tony Ocean, the main event band, Mojo's Jukebox again. Hillbilly Rockstars is joining us, as well as, of course, ringleaders themselves, Seventh Heaven. There it is. Book your cruise, guys. The prices are unbelievable right now, and it's for a short time. I'm going to get Mary on the show next week, and we can go through some details again about the cruise, because I know people are very interested. But now it's the time to book it. NTD Vacation. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com. Tell them Tony Oates sent you. Jimmy Parker is in the house from Nashville, Tennessee. I've been listening to a couple of stuff by fantastic old country songs. I like it. So, Jimmy, I hope you're doing well. Wow, it's nuts today. What do you got going on over there at the beautiful Brandolino?
What's that? I'm sorry,
there,
you
Mary.
froze
What's
up for
going on?
1 second. What'd you say?
Yeah, we're okay now. All right, how you doing over there at the Brandolino home, Carol?
Oh,
What's
the
going on?
Brandolino home. You know what? I have to say, I don't know what happened to Bobby or what came in and took over him, but whatever it is, I like it. He's been doing laundry like a machine. He's been organized. He's the organizer more than I am, for sure. But he's just in something. I don't know. I don't even question it. I'm just like, thank you for doing it, because I needed just a little break. But I'll tell you what, guys, do some laundry for your wife. It's gonna make a big difference. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Well, good to Bobby, and of course he runs Brandolino Encore Music in Shorewood.
Yeah, we're going to start our jam classes soon. We're going to do jam sessions where the kids can come in and learn how to
jam classes. What is that? Oh,
so it's cool. Like 2, 3, 4 people together, like a group class, and they each might have different instruments, and they learn how to jam together as a band. So those are going to be starting up maybe within the next month or so. It's like an 8-week session. So yeah, we're going to start doing that soon too. People are excited about it. So
very, very cool. Today we got a couple things. Today is National Waffle Day. Were you ever a waffle pancake guy, girl?
Waffle, not really. Pancakes, yes, but I like them like almost raw in the middle. I like doughy, battery, the worst stuff for you. But yeah, I do like pancakes. Waffles, I'm not huge on, but I do love pancakes.
I'm not much of a pancake or a waffle guy myself, but you know what? Everybody loves it. I know the kids love them. Today is also National Tamale Day. You eat tamales?
I just had a homemade tamale yesterday. One of the guys I work with brought in a bunch of homemade tamales. Those are good. Yeah, I love those. And I've learned how to make them too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You make them too?
Yep.
Oh, very, very.
I actually, for the first time, did learn how to in December. This last December, I went to a friend's house and honoring their grandma who passed in the last year. She did them every year. I sat at the table. There was it's a process. There's like 6, 7 people doing it. It was nice. It was really cool. And it's a nice bonding thing too. Traditional.
Yeah, that's got to be cool. Absolutely. Tuesday this morning, we're busy with Almost Home Foundation for Dogs, Irving Park Road in Schaumburg, walking the dogs over there. There's Greg, my good buddy Greg from Taverna on Division, which will be there this Saturday night in Melrose Park, voted the #1 patio in the city and the suburbs of Chicago. Daniel Ramundi, what's up, buddy, from the Main Event Band? Very, very cool. Also, let's say happy birthday to Greece, right? Greece Independence Day.
Ohi Day. So I guess March 25th. March 25th.
What's Ochi Day?
So Ohi is, well, actually, Ohi means no. It means no, but that is our Independence Day, the March 25th. Is today the 20th? Was it yesterday? Is today the 26th? I think it was the 25th.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Today is Tuesday, the 26th. Right?
Yeah, Ohi Day, but it's OX. The X is the It's the
okay, so there you go. Do you guys do anything? Do you guys do anything for Independence Day?
I mean, not here, really. We don't. I'm sure there's, like, when I was in Greek school, in my private school, 3rd to 8th grade, we had we did programs, and we did our presentations, and we did Greek dancing, and we did our poems, and things like that, for our family could come see it. So yeah, when we were in school, it was a big deal, celebrating the
in
history.
Greek school when you were growing up and going.
Yeah.
Did they teach you how to throw plates and break them? I mean, where did it all come from?
The Greek teachers could throw a desk. I could tell you that right now. I don't know about plates. They were not nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm studying stuff, and I've been to a few of them myself. It's a big production. It's bad. It's hard enough to book the hall and the food and everything, but all the production and everything they got into it, it's tough.
Let me tell you, we were at a Greek restaurant. I think it was called Mykonos in Boca Raton, Florida, over 15, 18 years ago or more. And Bobby and I were there, and it was a good Greek restaurant by the water, real nice. And all of a sudden, I'm not kidding, within 20 minutes, it just literally changed. Somebody had a plate in their hand, and they were sitting up against the wall. That's where their table was. Yeah. And they just smacked it. And I was like, oh shit, someone's getting fired. The cook, the chef, the guy's going to come out and, throw this guy out. He's going to beat the shit out of him. Like, I grew up in my uncle's restaurant working there. That shit didn't happen. It was a diner type, breakfast, lunch, dinner, but my uncle would come out and throw shit around for way less than that if it get pissed off at a customer. But it turned into like a nightclub. People got on tables. It started dancing. Some DJ came out of nowhere with his big amps, and people were breaking plates. And I said, oh my God, where's the owner or the manager? How much do you like?
What do they add to the charge to that?
Exactly. So it's added into their budget, obviously. Yeah. But shit, I'll tell you what. When we used to break a glass or a plate, when I bartended at a different place, even when the owner was in Greece, I was like, oh man, his radar just went off. Like, a glass broke. That's cha-ching, 8 cents or 12 cents.
Well, for every place. Mess around. You got it. Miles Green is watching, a great entertainer in the Chicagoland area. Miles, how you doing? Maria says this was not Oxy Day. The 25th of March is like our 4th of July here. Oxy Day is in late October. Oh,
that's not Ohi Day? I thought that was the March 25th Independence.
There you go. You see, from one Greek to another.
That's my mom. That's my mom. So
there you go, Mom. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. There you go. So my something now week. I know it was when my mom always wanted me to bring home an Italian girl because I'm Italian. Does that? Mm-hmm. Was that passed down to you when you're dating, Carol, and you bring on somebody over? Were you looking for a Greek guy, or you wanted to stay away from the Greek guy? Because some Italian people I know want to keep away from dating other Italians.
Right.
So give me a little perspective. What was it like?
Sure. Let's peel back that onion. So I'll tell you. I'll start with this. Okay. Dating. What's dating? Because I wasn't allowed to frickin' date. Okay, really. Like, legitimately. I had to kind of sneak a little bit, not terribly, but, didn't really tell him. But here's the thing. No, unfortunately, I did not want to date a Greek guy. And it's terrible that I grew up feeling that way, because unfortunately, sometimes the relationship you might have with your dad, or if maybe he wasn't the greatest, when it came to being faithful or things of that nature, you're like, well, I know me. If somebody does that to me, you're done. Like, it would be really bad. So yeah, I unfortunately grew up not wanting to date or marry a Greek guy. But the funny thing was, I always liked Italians because I think it's the closest to our culture and just kind of my personality, my type of people. I don't know. Everybody has their types of people that they get along with. So yeah, would they have loved for me to, be with a Greek guy? And then I understand that because of the family, the culture, it. And then
so your mom would have liked you had a nice Greek boy.
No, she's probably the one that was probably like, stay the fuck away from the Greeks. She was probably the one that was like, no.
All right. Okay. Yeah, my first wife was like Sicilian, and my mother said, watch out, there's going to be, she keeps a knife at the nightstand. You'll get stabbed or you're sleeping. Because we're Northern Italian. I mean, my mother, they're just the old school way it is. I mean, it's crazy, crazy.
W-
I was nuts as it is. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hey, Ed Jemima is back.
Really? Because Tony Toto, was it he who no, Jerry
Yes, Jerry Fan.
posted he
Bottle.
posted on Facebook the bottle of syrup, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the
Well,
funny thing is they're not out there anymore as far as I know.
okay.
But I kept the I kept the bottle. I did. I really did this. I posted it. I hate to admit it. I was so pissed off because I loved Aunt Jemima and I loved everything about it. And I kept the bottle and I would buy the new one, whatever it is, the name Pearl Milling, and I poured it into the old bottle. I would not throw away the last bottle. And my daughter said, "You have a serious problem, Mom." I said, I want to continue to look at the bottle.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny. Because, yeah, just to look at the bottle like you're old school. But remember, they went through some problems.
Yeah,
Actually,
right.
the family got pissed off because they stopped making the royalties. They were pissed off that they took Ed Jemima off the,
Yeah.
and funny. Dennis from Lake Geneva, don't get married, just be happy, love each other. Okay, so Richard Hamlin says the bottle is still in the body, but the label is different. So it's still a body of a woman. It's just not Aunt Jemima no more. It's whatever it's called.
But I don't care about the bottle. I don't give a shit what the bottle looks like. It's what the label is, what we're used to seeing, who we know. We grew up knowing this, it's a comfort to people. Nobody grew up thinking about what that stood for. I guess, is that shame on us? Or is it just something we grew up knowing and loving, and then they change it like they're changing everything else from sports names?
Yeah, they're gonna boycott shampoo and conditioners because the bald people are gonna be pissed off now.
Right. It's so stupid. It's really unbelievable. Speaking of sports, I have to say, last Thursday I showed my, a very good friend of mine who's also my assistant here at work. I dragged her out with me, and we had an adventure.
Okay. So what happened? What'd you guys do?
So here's the thing. I've been watching this guy from Barstool Sports, right? This Portnoy guy that everybody knows. Okay.
Yes.
So I just started watching him about 6 months ago. I'm not into sports really. But he has a podcast. And then he just recently adopted this dog that was six years old from the worst conditions. I mean, a pit bull from the worst conditions. Miss Peaches is her name. This dog now, because of him, I mean, they've raised over $400,000 for shelters, and he makes these videos with this dog, and it's literally the cutest dog in the world. And you see a different side of him. Okay. And it just he does pizza reviews. He's an entrepreneur, millionaire, right? Yeah. So anyway, he had said in one of his posts, he was going to be at DraftKings in Chicago in Wrigleyville because it's a sports book. That's what he does with this whole draft, right? I know nothing about this shit. All I know is I'm going to meet him. And when I put my mind to it and I knew he was going to be in Wrigleyville, I said, let's go. And I didn't even tell Bobby this because he's going to think I'm a total nut job. So I was like, he'll hear it on the show today. So I took my friend. We went to DraftKings in Wrigleyville. And I said, she goes, what are you going to do? How are you going to get up there? I said, I'm going to just walk up there like I'm supposed to be there, like that I'm expected to be there. That's the biggest part of it. So I sure did. I walked up there and he was like, I was 10 feet away from the guy. He was like in a little bit of a cordoned off section. And I'm telling this story. My boss is supposed to be here. I don't know who invited her. The owner of the Cubs was right to my right, the Ricketts. Okay. Ricketts. He was to the right. I don't even know who he is. I couldn't tell you who he was if I saw him, but people are like, oh, look, here's Ricketts. I go, I don't care. I want to meet Dave. I'm here. I want to give him my business card because I want to do stuff in Chicago for him. And they're like, are you crazy? I said, no, I'm not crazy. I'm here, aren't I? I'm not supposed to be up in VIP, but I'm here. So anyway, people started obviously looking at us because you had to have a seat because it's all bought expensive.
Sure. Right.
So anyway, I started talking to this guy who was one of the general managers, and I said, just give the guy my business card. I'm supposed to be here, and, I don't want to bother him. And I wrote my information on the back of my card. What'd I write? You really need to get a hold of me because the Chicago edition of what I'm going to do for you is on the back of this card. So I'm definitely a stalker in their eyes. No doubt.
You know what? You got guts. You got guts. Sometimes you just have to walk up and, you know what, take a shot. What do you got to lose? The worst they can tell you is go sit back down again. Chicago Honey Bear. We're talking about old school stuff that you were mentioning. Did you remember drinking Tan when you were a kid? Tang?
Oh, Tang. Yeah, I remember Tang. Yep.
I love that stuff.
What was it? Was it? It wasn't orange juice. It was powder, right? Was it?
Yeah, it was like
powder?
yeah, but it was good, boy.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, I used to love that stuff, and they don't make it anymore, and
No.
that's the thing that really scares.
Oh shoot. Oh yeah, no, everything's fine. You're freezing up here and there. So if I'm not responding right away, it's because you freeze just here and there.
It was.
He just said he said I'm being too loud. He goes, they're interviewing somebody in the next room.
Oh my God! There you go.
Oops.
Sorry about that. You're right, Richard. It was for the astronauts. They used to for the powder. That's probably where it first.
That's right. Okay. Good.
Tang. Go out and get your Tang.
And Tab. Remember Tab?
A Tab. There you go. Another great actor. Ron Harper has passed away. Ever watch? If you're a Planet of the Apes guy, you will remember who Ron Harper was. He was part of played the Charlton Heston part, but when they did it on the TV series, he passed away. And speaking of TV, our good friend Phyllis Sahajas, the first lady of music, the wife of Nick Sahajas, the piano man. She's gonna have they took. She's in 2 small little roles in 2. You can look and see Phyllis Sahajas there tomorrow on Chicago P. Congratulations, Phyllis. Cherry, is Tang orange drink still produced? Tang was a brand with the claim to fame. Mix. It's still available today.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I've seen it. Did you say she was Phyllis was an extra on Chicago PD and Chicago Fire?
Yeah, she got a small little extra role in
That's
Chicago
fun.
PD and Chicago Fire, and they're going to show it tomorrow. So
nice.
If you're watching the show, folks, take a look and support. Dennis, bring back. Yeah. Okay, we keep breaking. We keep. Anyway, but we're there. So going on. Anything good, Carol? Oh, real fast. Tomorrow we'll be at Rosario's in Roselle. That's a 7:00 hit with Double T Tony Toto. Thursday, Are We Live? Burridge, Gigi. Yeah, like it's going to be a lot of fun. Lisa P. and Jerry Jam, 7:00. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. Saturday, Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. And Sunday, Ron Onesti's Club Arcata Speakeasy for a special Easter brunch. Those hours are going to be 2 to 5 instead of 3:30 to 6. 2 to 5, oshows.com. Find out what's going on there on Sunday.
That's a big weekend. You got a lot going on. But you're freezing up. So I can't hear what you're saying. So what I was going to talk about is I went to the doctor yesterday, but I really want to wait till you come back on because it's a kind of a funny story. Is it just there you go? Okay.
Oh, now we're back again. Okay. Now
okay. I think well, that's the twisted part of it.
There's twisted. You never know. During the hour, we keep switching. All right. So what you were saying, you went to the doctor. What happened?
Okay. So I went to the doctor and I have a lot of appointments coming up because now I finally have insurance and I got a lot of shit to take care of. So I went to the doctor and he's a new one. He's a specialist, like gastroenterologist, and he does like endoscopies and colonoscopies. And I'm going to do the colonoscopy because you should now, regularly, at least every 10 years, right? 5 to 10. But the endoscopy, I know I need because I got goiters and nodules on my thyroid and just all kinds of stuff going on. Nonetheless, the funny thing is he's a new doctor. And why do I do this? I don't know. But I always do like this disclaimer, like I'm Greek. First of all, one of the first things I say is I'm Greek. And then I expect them to understand why I'm saying it. And they just look at me like I'm okay. And
now you're Greek. And what they say?
I can see you. Yeah. Okay. And he looked at me like, okay, why you tell me this? And I look at him and I said, oh, well, because I'm a hypochondriac. If one thing is if something's wrong, I go to the worst place you could go. And that's what's freaking me out, because I know I have to get probably my thyroid removed and the goiters
Okay.
and the nodules. So I look at him and I'm like, I'm Greek. It's like a disclaimer. Am I doing a disservice to my culture or my heritage? Because people are probably like, what's wrong with Greek people? I don't know. I feel like they worry. We're worriers. We're hypochondriacs. We're thinking the worst of things. So I
You
got
see,
to tell
there's a
doctors.
lot of people that way, Carol. We're all that way. We're all a little wet.
Okay.
That's for
All
sure.
right. Well, that's good, because when I say I'm Greek, they're like, yeah, and I'm like, well, I'm a hypochondriac. Like I got issues. Like, it's just a natural given, But he looked at me like I was a little crazy, but he ended up being very nice and very helpful.
There you go. And they'll give you a pill or something. There you go. Both on there. People are saying one time we're there, one time we're not.
I know.
Anyway, it's going to be one of those days, one of those hours. Armando Supermarkets, 925 Lurie Street in Elgin, Illinois. And let's not forget champions.com. There's you guys. All right, Carol, here we go. Married people, what the top couple things that married people fight about the most?
Sex and money.
Okay, but that's I would be surprised. Now, this isn't in the order. This is just took a poll, and these are some of the things. We're going to start off with number 20. It says relatives.
Oh, okay.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
That happens.
Absolutely. Control.
Yeah, control of money, or control in general, being over possessive. Like, I know a lot of not my friends, but people I know, their husbands don't want them to go out with their friends, with their girlfriends, or go on a little girls trip 2 days. That's bad. You know what I mean? Or women too. Women are very possessive and controlling and jealous of their husbands too. I've seen it both ways. So
it's kind of nutty out there, but that's here's another one, of course. One way the mother might want to raise the kid, one way the father might want to raise the kid, or if there's stepkids, and you always I hear this, and you know what? I thank God that's never happened in our home, but I've seen things before or heard things before. Yeah. Well, they're not my kids, all that bullshit, and that's just stuff that, a lot of families fight over that. Here's a big one: religion.
Well, don't get married then. That's something you got to talk about first. We talked about that. I'm Greek Orthodox. Bobby's Catholic. We talked about that before we got married.
You would think that before you got married, that you're not going to find one's Jewish or one's Protestant, whatever the hell it is. I mean, that's something you should know about. Another thing we're talking about kids. Number 16 came to parenting, but that's the same thing as kind of kids. How the husband wants to do it, how the wife. Did you guys come to an agreement when it came to that, Carol? When it comes to kid, who's the?
We talked about that while we were dating and engaged, and
decision when it comes to
Bobby
kids.
Came out pretty quickly and said for me that I need to be kind of the disciplinarian. He doesn't like to do like certain things, so that's just kind of my nature anyway. So I'm kind of the disciplinarian on a daily basis, and then if something is big enough, like I'll go to him and say, listen, we have to unite on this, and we have to attack the situation with the kids, because if they see the kids aren't stupid, you're not on a united front, they're going to play you against each other. And my son's very good at that. So, you got to get on a united front for certain things. Okay. For sure.
Yeah. Who handles emotions better in the house?
Me. In my house, me, for sure. Okay. Yeah. Right. I think so. He's very, emotional. More, I don't know. I think my brain shuts off at one point naturally. I think it just does that. Maybe a lot of women I talk to, they say when shit gets deep or like something major happens, they just go into mom mode or some kind of mode that women have, and they just get it done. So I think that happens.
How about just friends? When people fight about, I don't like you hanging around with him, or I don't like you hanging around with her. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's something that happens in relationships. On your cell phone. I mean, that's
work, part of work for some people too.
Yeah, that's part of work, absolutely. And number 11 was work. Now, imagine, like, it's got to be difficult if your wife works 9 to 5 and you work a night shift.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes people might like that. People might like that. I mean, sometimes when you're together all the time, if you're both working at home, me and Laura always boom, 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 because we're always at home.
Yeah.
So sometimes it just, so that's something. about sleep? You fight over sleep. I can't come with
Well,
you.
snoring maybe, or sleep habits, TV on too loud or
Yeah,
on
yeah.
too
Or I'm
late.
tired. Why is your TV on? Can you shut
Yep,
it off? You know what I
yep,
mean? Yeah, that's
yep.
one. Holidays. Do you fight over holidays? Where are we going for the holiday, or how does that work out?
Oh, we're pretty lucky on that. I think we're pretty set in the holidays. Like usually, well, things change now. The demographics have all changed of families because people have passed away and things change when that happens. Especially the patriarchs and matriarchs of the family. So now things are starting to be done differently, or
Yeah.
some people do things on their own. We're pretty laid back about holidays. I'm on the same page. I like to just chill at home if I can and have people come there because I'm sick of running. I run all week long everywhere. It's kind of
Come
nice to
over to
just,
the house. That's what I always say. Come
yeah,
over to the house.
come over to the
Absolutely.
house. Yep.
Number 8 is habits. Certain habits that your husband does or certain habits you do that aggravate each other. I mean, I'm sure there's something like that with every couple,
Everybody.
but you're
Yeah.
just used to it and it is what it is.
Well, what about you? Do you have any habits that aggravate you or Laura, or that aggravate Laura about you? Or
My cigar smoking, I'm sure bothers Laura, especially we're in the car driving,
oh,
so
yeah.
it's not good. So
No.
I don't smoke in the car when I'm
Yeah.
driving with her.
Okay.
But then sometimes, and she takes my car a lot, and it smells like smoke.
Oh, yeah.
So
See, I
it
can't. If
smells.
I'm not a smoker, it's
Yeah,
hard if
yeah.
I'm not a
So yeah,
smoker.
that bothers her. I got it, and I can understand it's a health thing. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
And you were talking about money, but this is finances. Finances. Number 7 and number 2 are the same. Money and finances. It's got to be difficult. Like there's
I
some
think
people.
some people spend more than the other is the problem too. And if you have separate or joint banking accounts, that's also a
Go ahead.
big thing that you need to decide probably before marriage. I don't care who does what. Everybody does it differently. I've met people that do both, but
Yeah,
some people spend more than others. Some are savers, and overspending and not budgeting properly is going to put a lot of pressure on the other person too. So I think that's a big one that people fight about.
absolute. Quick hello, Rhonda. How you doing, honey? Hope you're doing well. Now, do you agree that they should have the same bank accounts, or do you think that couples should have separate bank accounts?
I'll be honest with you. I actually like having separate. I like having separate, and I think that comes from us getting married later in life,
Okay.
and you have your own way. And it's not about greed or anything like that. Is you kind of have your own way. We kind of know which bills each one of us pays. Like that's just how we did it when we lived together before we
Sure.
got married. So
Yeah.
we did live together quite a while, and it worked. And that's it. I don't want to break it. Like why get married and then change everything? We're still living together. Nothing is changed. The bills are still going to be, yours or mine, or,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Everybody's different. Because you know what? I'll tell you something. I know people that I think a lot of and most married couples have this one big joint account.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened one time. I know the story of a guy, an older gentleman, adult, grown, I mean, older kids, and he was shopping. And he was shopping somewhere where he normally doesn't shop. He was out with some friends and he bought a few pairs of jeans or something, right?
Yeah. Okay.
His wife pinged his ass so quick and texted him as like, "Where are you? What did you buy? Why are you out there?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, no, no. Like, you are not GPS tracking my ass. Like, I'm an adult and I am not. That's something. Look, I'm not going to do it to my husband because if you want to go do some stupid shit, go ahead. Just don't get caught. But I'm not watching you. I'm not a a babysitter, but you're not going to track everything I do and what I
Yeah.
spend on. I make my own money and
Yeah.
that's that. So
Well, yeah, Rich, Jerry says cooking. Who does the cooking? Who argues? Maybe I'm a better cook than you're a cook.
yeah.
You know what? In the family, cooking. Laura cooks when she can, and when
Hmm.
she does a great job at it.
Yeah.
Natalie does a lot. Our sister does a lot of the cooking too, and I
Hmm.
do some of the cooking myself. I'm not a great cook, but I can make. I can
Yeah.
grill chicken and stuff like that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Angelo, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for saying hello. Peanut, it's safer in case they want to sue you. They can go after one and not the other. Separate accounts is good.
Oh.
Boy, and that now see that? Well, we're together and everything. I'm going to tell you something. I give my check to my wife. I have no idea. I know it goes. I don't care. Here it
I
is.
love that. I love that. I asked Bobby that a long time ago. He goes, "Are you crazy?"
I
Everybody's
said, here's
different.
the check. And if I say, honey, can I get 50 or can I get 100? But on the credit card, if I'm out, I charge whatever that is.
Yeah, right, right.
It is, some people are different with that. But here's number 6 again was jealousy. And there is a
Yeah.
lot of jealousy
Oh,
in
yeah.
people that,
Yep.
I get it. Sex, number 4.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know why you hear this all the time. You see people, they court, they're
Mhm.
hungry, boom, boom, boom. They get
Yeah.
married, boom, boom, boom. Everything
Yeah.
goes boom, and then all of a sudden you get kids, and everything kind of dries up, and whatever the hell happens.
Yeah.
I never knew the answer to that. I mean, I knew. I mean, I don't know what everybody's doing. Difficult sometimes, when you have a relationship like that, and all of a sudden now they're looking somewhere else, or what the hell? I don't get it. Or especially when and number 2 there is the most number 1, the most important thing there on the list here. The last one was communication, and it can
Yeah.
and communication is very very important.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very important. The sex thing for sure. Listen, I'll tell you, women talk to their friends and guys talk to their friends. And it's like funny. All the guys have the same story for the most part. And all the women have kind of the same story on their part. I think it's like a gender thing for
Yeah,
sure. Like the roles. And
sure.
a lot of moms do typically run the kids around. They go to work, they run the kids to different sports. I mean, they're overwhelmed and just stressed out too. And the men have their business or their job. So I think communication will end up making that better. But if you're not getting help at home where you need it, again, you have to communicate that to the person. Then the
Yeah,
sex, you're not going to want to have anything to do with anything intimate if things are, all over the place and you're running around and stressed out because of the
yeah,
kids.
yeah. It's
You
it's
know what I mean?
sure.
So
Well, Richard said something good. What about investments and savings? How much what should we invest in this? Should we say that? And that's a very good point. What do you think? Should we invest in this with the stock market, or should we do
yeah,
this? How much should we put away every week, and what do we use it for? Like us, we're trying to maybe redo our kitchen,
yeah,
knock a wall down, try to do some other stuff there.
yeah, yeah,
And then of course you got to say we got weddings, and then babies coming up.
yeah,
In May, we got a wedding next year in January, and I'm sure after
yeah.
that,
Yeah. You got a lot going on. You got a lot going
so
on.
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. It's a little crazy. Ray Nardi, Sugar Ray is in the house. How you doing, Nanette? Hi, Nanette, our good friend Nanette. How do you deal with 2 separate accounts? Who contributes how much? Good question. It is vacation remodeling. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff.
yeah.
Absolutely. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Twisted Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday with Carol. They start talking about you.
Oh yeah. Or they talk about you while they're still your friend. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one there. You
Yeah.
gotta love that, folks. And when you start going to talk about crazy things that are going on in this crazy world, it's just nuts, man. It really is. Now we got what was it? Ash Wednesday? No, Palm Sunday was just this past Palm Sunday.
Right. Right.
And Holy. Now, see, I didn't know all this stuff. I knew some stuff, but Palm Sunday, Jesus entered Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Monday. I didn't know there was a Holy Monday, but Jesus fed the sacrificial animals and cleansed the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Tuesday, Jesus taught at the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Wednesday, discipline named Judas betrayed Jesus for pieces of silver.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was Holy Wednesday. Madundi Thursday, if I'm pronouncing that right, Maundy Thursday, the Last Supper with the disciples. Jesus washed their feet.
Mm-hmm.
Good Friday, we know that Jesus was crucified on the cross. Holy Saturday, Jesus rested in the tomb. And Resurrection Sunday, Jesus risen. A lot of stuff going on over there, folks.
Right. And in the Greek part of it, it's just Jesus was a little behind on the times on the Greek one because we're always like 2 weeks later. That's the only discrepancy with our Catholic and Orthodox is Easter. That's the only discrepancy. They go by the old calendar, the Greeks. So everything's the same except for like when it happened.
I got it. And today's date, folks, March 26th, 1954, the very first mass-produced color TV was introduced by RCA, and it cost $1,000 with a screen 11 inches wide.
Oh my God.
That was it,
Wow.
baby. Boy, $1,000. Oh, crazy stuff that we're listening to.
You were the rich people on the block if you had an 11-inch screen TV in your
It
house.
was like the thing, absolutely. Let's go to politics real fast. I know we don't, sometimes we hit on it. Now, Kamala Harris, our Vice President of the United States, if that's what you want to call her, she has no idea what's really going on in this world. Here's a perfect example. According to Newsmax, it was a protest song. Vice President Kamala Harris happily clapped along to a protest song during the visit to San Juan, Puerto Rico, until she found out the lyrics were slamming Joe Biden. Then she found out.
That's good. That's good stuff. I mean, she's another animal. Like she's a different animal.
She's definitely a different animal. Albert from the Ronald Nest organization. That's why my family had black and white for almost forever, because they didn't want to buy and spend that money to buy a bigger TV. How about Fox 32 News? Breaking news: P. Diddy's Los Angeles home raided by the feds.
Yeah.
Ooh, wonder what P. Diddy's up to.
P. Diddy has been, there's been a lot of people, not charges, but people coming out and saying things about him with sex trafficking, stuff of that nature, underage. Look at the whole Hollywood. If you dig deep, you're going to go into a rabbit hole, because I start to do it and then I have to stop, because you go into a rabbit hole with it. When you start looking at it, you will start thinking of conspiracy wise. I don't like tech. I don't like being that person. But where there's smoke, there's fire, typically, always. So when I start seeing that smoking gun, I'm like, there's something there. And eventually it comes out.
And I was talking about yesterday too. Now, okay, Ken Pino's watching. Ken, how you doing? Now we have 6-inch screens in our hands that cost $1,000. How about
yeah, right.
Yesterday, Cosby still on television, on reruns, still on television. I don't understand.
That surprises me. I don't understand that either. And you know what? There's a huge podcast. I don't know if it's called Full Send or something like that, that I come across on my reels and things that I watch. OJ Simpson. They were interviewing OJ Simpson, and they say anything on this podcast. The Full Send is exactly what it is. They don't care. It's all out there. Yeah. And these guys had OJ Simpson in there, and they showed a snippet, and they asked about Nicole Brown and the man that was killed. I can't think of his name at the moment. And he just said, yeah, I think we all know. He's like, do you think that person will be found who did it? Or do you, are you waiting to find out who did it? And he said, I think we all know the answer to that question. Like, basically, of course I want the person who did it to be found, when obviously he did it. I mean, there's no question in anybody's mind, really, that he did it. Everybody watched that chase on TV that day in June. I'll never forget it, what year it was. But he's just still sitting there pretty, like, just cocky as ever. And these two people are dead. The mother of his children are dead, and was, like, brutally murdered. And it just made me sick. And he just told them, I'm not going there. He got pissed off.
Yeah, well, you know what, and you know what? Why don't you show it? If they're going to show Cosby, it's on the One channel, whatever it's called, One ONE.
Okay.
There's like a marathon, and they're just playing it all the time. I don't even know which. I don't watch the channel myself, but it shows old TV shows. Yeah, it's just crazy. And why don't you just start showing OJ reruns of the commercial when he was running through the airport? I mean, it's crazy. It is nuts, and certain things I don't know. I'm trying.
Well, the dominoes are going to start to fall in Hollywood. It already started in some spots here and there, but the more and more you start seeing things about different famous people, and then this whole Epstein list that's coming out, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be a big issue. So
yeah, there we go again. We just switched again, but all right. Yeah. So it's
I
a
was talking
crazy
about
day today.
Epstein. I was talking about Epstein in this list that's coming out. Like a lot of the Hollywood people are going to fall, like the dominoes. It's going to be a domino effect. So many people are afraid of this list coming out.
Yeah,
Now, I think that everybody that went to Epstein's Island was a pedophile? Not at all. I
no,
think
no,
it was everybody was so rich, they wanted to be where, this is the place to be. You know what I mean? This is just like when Trump was rich, everybody was on the Trump train, right? Like you said, everybody liked him then, so they wanted to be around him. So I don't think everybody that was there necessarily did anything that terribly, but no one wants to be associated with Epstein, but
no.
they're all going to be.
Yeah. Now they had some sort of list. Some of the list that came out, there were some
Yeah.
people already on there. We know Clinton was on there.
Yeah.
But it's even funny when they talk to Hillary Clinton. I remember she said, if I go down, I'm bringing everybody down with me.
Ugh.
And
I can't stand
that's
her.
just what I mean. Rick Sorcy is on there. Rick, fellow great actor in the Chicagoland area, his new movie out. And of course, he's with the Cave Dwellers. Ricky, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Yeah, so it's crazy. Jeanette says, "Hey, little girl, so I got my sister's nail polish, and I would get yellow gum balls, carefully made 2 red circles on both sides, and told the candy store owner I was a winner. Then I got the big candy bar."
Hey,
Smart.
that's smart.
Think at that age thinking like that. But it's going to be interesting, this election, which is so close, and it's going to be a little scary. Lana Grimaldi says, dating in 2024 is like playing Uno. Skip them, draw 2 more, reverse back to someone from the past, put one down, and then draw 4 new ones.
Yeah, you're right. That's good. That's a good analogy for sure.
It's so scary these days with people talking about dating and stuff. I know a lot of single guys and single girls out there. They just can't find.
Online, I would never want to find somebody online, where you're swiping left or swiping right, or, yeah, you could talk to people, but on most of these dating websites.
Trying to find what I'm getting is the girl always wants a nice guy, but then when they got the nice guy,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
now we're gone again, and now we're off. No.
I can hear you and I can see you.
I can see you, but I can't see me now. So
you're
knows?
on. Yeah, you're on, just so you know. I can see you, so you're good. And I think people can hear you too.
Yeah, I got it. But it's it's like, does a girls really want the good guy, really?
Not 100%, no. Most women, I think, want somebody who's going to give them a little bit of a challenge, but not be a scumbag. Okay. Like it's 50-50. You have to have balance. It's like Miyagi, like Karate Kid. You need balance. Okay.
You got to have some balance. I agree with you on that. It's just, well, he's too nice of a guy. There's no.
Yeah. I think when women say
everybody wants to, I remember.
I think when women say they're too nice of a guy, I think that's a little bit of an excuse, that maybe they're not attracted to him. They're not physically attracted to them. And they just don't give them that that spark that you need to be intimate, and do, just be. It's different. You got to have the right personality for your personality. That's how it works,
Yeah. Well, you have a good point over there, and it's so difficult. Richard says most people on those sites want everything and have nothing to give in return.
Yeah. Well, they just want to have sex, most of them. I think most of them on some of these sites, it's a given. Like if you go on the site, they want to meet out. And I know people who have met at hotels. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't, because that's what they're going to do. But you don't even know this person. Are you kidding me? With all these weirdos out there as it is.
It's crazy, but sometimes you always wonder, do you ever notice that sometimes the chase is the best part, the chase, when you get there?
Yep, of course. Yeah, your adrenaline. That's when it's all exciting,
And try to, whatchamacallit, and then when you finally get with some.
Yep. I think men are definitely for sure chase. They like the chase, probably even more than women. Like they like the chase, and they don't want to be told no. Because the more a woman says no, they want her more. I mean, it's just a given. It's like human nature for men mostly. I think. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but then when they get what they want, they're out. So I always tell my friends or my daughter, like, be careful. Don't chase after people. Don't seem eager. Like, let them come to you, and don't be so quick to say yes. Let them work for it a little bit.
Work for a little bit. Yeah. Jeanette says, my advice on finding a nice man, don't go for looks.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't go for looks. It shouldn't be the most important. But if you're not attracted to somebody, eventually you definitely can be, because when you start liking somebody and getting to know them, it doesn't matter as much, I think. But yeah, but our first instinct is to be turned on by the way someone looks if they're your type. If you have a type, and yeah, nice bodies and nice face and all that is important. But at some point, it's like, what? It does. I look at people sometimes and they might be like the best looking guy. And I tell my friends, don't do it. Don't do it, because unfortunately, a lot of things come very easily to people, both men and women, who are that attractive. And so they don't appreciate, I think, sometimes the finer things or the better things in people. That's just my opinion. So, that's just me. But I think you're frozen again. Are you there?
There we are again. Yeah. I was thinking, Carol, I'm thinking about, since it's thunderstorming over here, it's getting late out here.
It's bad.
The character of some persons, or
Yes.
or the sense of humor, I think really helps a lot with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, well, look, when I see you and Laura do your thing, you can see the chemistry immediately with you guys. And I think that's what people, it's like, you guys are like relationship goals to a lot of people when they say that. It shows on screen when you guys are together talking. You could tell she doesn't take shit, which is great, but she's still kind about it. And you find it, you endearing, you know what I mean? I think the way you react to her, I can see how much you love her when you guys are doing your thing. It shows. And so it's nice to see that. You know what I mean?
And you know what? It's great because it's with completely different people. And I do believe sometimes that the opposites do attract to a point. I think it's good. And then I got a couple friends of mine to say, well, we never fight.
Then that's a problem.
Right. I mean, right. Jill says, how you doing, Jill? Hope you're well. You have to have laughter and friendship and tons of love. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. And it's not what Mary said. It's not one of the, it's what's in the inside, not the outside. Gianna says, definitely need chemistry. They're just, well, thank you. I appreciate that. The nice words that you guys are saying. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about things that's twisted. 2 for Tuesday. Carol Brandolino in the house. For the first time in history, you can simply post, he's an idiot, and 90% of the world will know who you're talking about.
That's it. It took me 1 second, and then I realized it.
That's what it was. It also depends where it's coming from. Yeah, it also depends on that. Crazy it is. What do you got? You said you had some stories. What do you got? Anything?
Well, the big story was me being a stalker that day. It was pretty bad. But you know what? That day was on the same day. I went to a lunchtime event for a friend of mine. He's like a general manager of 4 or 5 radio stations out this way. Mm-hmm. And remember Eddie V from B96?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So he's on one of those stations, and he happened to be there that day. And he came up to me and started talking to me, and he didn't remember 100% why he knew me, because we had a conversation prior about 5-6 months ago. And I approached him at a bar I was at where he was doing a remote. And I said, listen, you're going to be good on the morning show now, because that morning show it had dropped off at one of the stations. I said, you need a female on the morning show. You need a co-host. I go, and then I started telling him my spiel. I was probably a little bit buzzed, which always ruins the situation. And he said, oh my God, give me your information.
Now, do you have a female?
Just literally just happened today. I found out, and you're telling me this. So we messaged a little bit, and I was like, you don't even know how excited I was, but this is what I do. If I always take the chance, because what's the worst thing someone could do? Say no, get out of here,
Right, exactly.
whatever. So he came up to me because a week and a half after I talked to him at that place, I mean, I was so excited thinking, oh my God, I'll do it for free for a month and then they'll hire me. I know it'll work.
Right.
2 weeks later, this 21, 22-year-old really sweet girl that he does the show with was on with him. And I literally was like, the knife like was just stuck right in me. It just sat there for a week. But he remembered me. And I go, oh, you know who I am. I'm the one that came up to you.
So you
Yep. And he said, what he said was, you got to understand they hire people from within at radio stations. I said, I do know that. And I understand that. So I'm not angry or bitter. I'm not going to lie. That first day I heard that somebody else, I had that nail that was stuck in me for about 3 days. But, we talked for like a half hour. He's a great guy. He got my information and we're talking about some different things. But yeah, and she's a sweet girl too, very sweet girl. And
well, I watched it, last 2 years ago when we did I think 2 or 3 years ago, we did the benefit for Steve Mongo McMichael,
yes,
buddy, Big Mike from Mega Events, and he was there as one of the co-hosts, and he was there with his new girl partner. And I asked Eddie, goes, hey, Tony Ocean, what's up, buddy? He goes, let's get you on the pit. He goes, I'd love to be a guest. So he's on my list to call him to get him on. Now he's doing something. He's going back with Jobo. They're doing some charity.
Yes. In
right?
Rosemont. They're doing it at the Rosemont Theater, I think. And he was telling me about that. He goes, you got to get tickets. I said, well, get me tickets. I said, I want to go because those were all back in the day. That's all I listened to. I said, I grew up listening to you on B96 in the mornings. Not that he's that much older, but he's in his mid 60s, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? He looks great. And he goes, well, you got to come out. So I messaged him and I said, if you need a chauffeur, I'll put the hat and gloves on, just so you know, as long as I'm backstage.
As long as I'm backstage. And it's funny because, I never listened to B96 because it was probably the music they played. Wasn't it all disco? It
was like old school mix, stuff like that.
Yeah. At that time, when it was fine, I was into the rock stuff, so I wasn't listening to that. But that stuff was good. Jeanette, I love you both. I have to go to the store. I wish you would. Jeanette, thank you for watching.
Oh, thanks.
Very much. Ocean's Pit. The managers of Graceland kept a terrifying secret from its owners. Now, Graceland, of course, the home of Elvis Presley. They allowed cameras to capture photos inside Graceland, despite Elvis's daughter banning the public from entering the bathroom where he died. There were some photos, and somebody put that in. That's a big scandal. That's something they said they would never open. I've been to Graceland twice, and it's interesting.
I want to go. I've never been, and I love Elvis, and I really want to take that trip. I want to go to Graceland.
You should definitely go. It'd be very kind of cool, definitely, to do that. Albert Einstein, they said at one time he was the smartest man in the world. This is about 1949, he said this. There will come a time when the rich own all the media, and it will be impossible for public to make an informed opinion. Now, you said this in about 1949 when it happened. Now, look what's happening now.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. Albert Einstein. Nina, good afternoon, my friend. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. It's birthdays on Tuesday, the 26th of March. Patty Hansen, the great Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones' wife, Patty Hansen, one of the best. They've been married for so long. God bless them. Charlie Pride, one of the very first African-American country stars who made it big. Charlie Pride, Kiss an Angel, Good Morning. Love Charlie Pride. Beverly D'Angelo, loved her. She was going out.
From Christmas Vacation? She the wife?
Pacino for a while. She was Jim Phantom from the band The Stray Cats, celebrating her. Matthew Broderick, 62 years old.
Yeah.
I think he's still married to Sarah Jessica
Parker?
I think they're married. Yeah, 62 years old.
Yeah.
Wyatt Earp. Well, I don't know. He's his birthday, 176 years old. God bless. Eddie Money, the Money Man, of course. What a great entertainer. Eddie Mahoney was a Chicago cop, became great some songs. Sting, from all you wrestlers out there, the WWF Sting celebrating the birthday. Brandon Trump, the 18-year-old son of Donald Alton, form 007. Pitchies, Vera, happy birthday, honey. 89 years old. Jason Zaktrov, the jeweler, one of my good buddies, Jason. Chico Marx from the Marx Brothers. Jerry Reed, another great country singer. And last but not least, William Shatner, Mr. Captain Kirk, 93 years old today. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Guys, it's come to the end of the hour, and sorry we had some technical difficulties today. It's been one of those days today, but Carol, you always do a great job, and I do appreciate it. I want to leave you one last thing. I told you I would never say anything about Taylor Swift again, but here's something that irks the shit out of me. Entertainment Weekly, front cover. Taylor Swift was photographed kissing her boyfriend in a yellow bikini on vacation.
Oh, my God.
She kissed him because she was in a yellow bikini and it made the front cover.
That's sad. That's sad. It's, you know what? Get a life. I want to tell people if that excites you.
Everybody have a wonderful day. It is crazy. And happy birthday to The Godfather. 52 years today. The Great Godfather, one of the greatest movies ever.
Oh,
folks, yeah, it's coming to the end of the hour, folks. Yeah, that's it. And let's thank again our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. Ace is the place helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, hope to see you Wednesday at Rosario's, tomorrow night. Thursday, Are We Live in Burr Ridge. Friday, Chicago Prime. Saturday, Taverna, and spend Easter with us, Easter brunch and Ron Onesti's. Tony Ocean, the main event band, Major Mojo's Jukebox, Hillbilly Rock Stars, and the ringleaders himself, Seventh Heaven, ntdvacations.com. You guys, you have an incredible day. Remember, support local establishments, support live entertainment, the great words of Ringo Starr. Peace and love. Carol, thank you so much, my dear. Give my best to the family. You have a good one. Nick Hodges, take us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Buddy, have a great day.